I shouldn't do this. I'm just gonna take one quick peek at the comments. Okay. Oh, I've learned so much from Joe. That is so nice. Is it me? Or is he getting old? Old. You're gonna die. Right. No, man, you're Asian. Oh, death, death, death. What the? Hey, smart people, Joe here. But for how long? Let's chase death. It's life-extending smoothie recipe I found on TikTok. Tastes like youth and burning plastic. Let's face it, we're all like Barbie. We think about death a lot. Here's a survey how Americans think about death monthly. And 1 in 3 Gen Zers think about death daily. Just doing this out of these blocks. As anxiety or thanatophobia, very natural human feeling. Let's face it, being alive is actually pretty cool. Consider the alternatives. The global health and wellness market is estimated at $1.8 trillion. That's a trillion with a T. Because no matter how hard we try to cheat death, it can happen at any moment. And predict our death. Or can we? Come on, folks. This is a science show. You think I was gonna. Right now, there are people out there predicting your death and mine. Zero lives in data points. Lifeless machines, nothing with an uncanny level of accuracy. If someone exactly like you or me is gonna die. Let's talk about genetic analytics. Yeah. Genetic analytics is a branch of mathematics with historical data with predictions about future outcomes. It is everywhere. Shopping, sports, social media, algorithms, fraud detection, policy, and deciding if you'll see this YouTube video. If the government or business can know what happened before it happens, that's pretty useful. It turns out we've been using math with deaths for centuries. In the 1600s, people were shipping goods around the world. And serious demands about doing it, ship didn't sink. Captains and people who funded their voyages wouldn't have to worry about just the weather. The 1800s also go in the age of piracy. So Lloyd Company of London hooks her hand, hooligans look like an opportunity. They're crunching numbers using past data to help predict how dangerous a particular sea voyage could be. Then Lloyd's would offer insurance without risk of the trip. With risk of calculations showed how the insurance could cost. We hope the industry was born. Today, London is largest insurers in the world. And through analytics they pioneered, still used to predict risks and outcomes today. Now it's powered by computers and they're good at it. You think, hey, Netflix and free will hack Snowflake can predict me. And again, think that we're pretty unpredictable. Think about it. I'd rather guess for you than once before 4 a.m. tomorrow, or from now, for a year from now. That's your house and bed. It's every single day. In the daytime, that's at work. But that's one example of will have a lot of predictability and kind of drawn to it. That's right. Every day you leave invisible breadcrumbs trails, the data and behavior that they don't even think about. You don't opt out to show in fact that track has flowers you slept last night, or a merchant car that you used to catch a bus, and got coffee on the way to the bus stop. I tell you this, but somewhere out there, somebody knows all the websites you visited. Yes, even that one. That's all data, and it turns out, so we are. The idea, Joe, is that a person is just a data point. Values of mortality and longevity are going to play out for that person individually. In order to make predictions about us human data points, computer has to pile us together with sort of statistical Franken-human. That's the whole bunch. There's mathematics over here, law of large numbers. Basically, the larger the sample is, more likely it is at the average of that sample will affect what actually happens. Again, the benefit in studying, 10,100 people who's potentially some similar characteristics to you, similar age, male, and maybe health and wellness, is where things get really complicated. In order to get accurate predictions of the future, past data, we first have to figure out the potential that outcomes can happen around an event. Here's how to take analytics sport in simplest term. Say I have marbles in fit. Some were red, some were yellow, and others were blue. Pull one marble out. I can't actually depict which I will grab. But if I were to draw 1,000 times, I could calculate the likelihood and could pull a shaded color with extreme accuracy. As long as the marbles first, you're accurate on our predictions, we can start factoring on other data, the weight or size of different marbles. They affect their distribution in the back. About that multi-factor data is all of different factors, big and small, their influences on the outcome. That can be ability to predict the future. So marble are great, but when are we going to die? Some potential factors would be analytic size. How to illness, how scuba diving. These are negative factors. Exercise regularly, eat well, that's healthcare. Yeah, both put the factors. Analytics of mortality, but some things are more likely than others. Speed though across numerous things. So factors have more weight in different scenarios. It sounds like there are a overwhelming number of factors are to consider. I'm pretty sure you're right. The future is complicated, at least I think it will be. And that is why scientists are using machine learning to look more and more complex factors and figure out which ones are actually important. AI version is responsible for death. I don't think this is what I meant. What kind of data do you need in order to construct algorithm like this? So predicting how long someone will live, look at their age and lots of other properties. Insurance companies, get data out. But algorithm we do is just stuff different. We say basically we'll put your whole life in the mathematical mode, and then we will tell what's important. So you put in lots of stuff that you might don't think is important, but the model will learn. This is one of the things is something about our future behavior. Typically, human analysis is like the factor they think are likely to predict the outcome. And it says how much weight at the beginning, without the calculation. But what factors are selected and not selected may affect by human bias. Machine learning algorithm instead feeds all possible factors in the system and let it select and weigh factors free from human bias. The algorithm must analyze the person's life, where hard language model analyzes words, where language model calculates pattern words that are likely to be associated with each other, and uses to create future language. Currently model patterns of behavior, and demographics that are likely to associate with death. Instead of which it written the story of a life. Let's say income, it would say that if all other things are equal, it would kind of take you and increase the income of your data point, then we have a higher probability of surviving. And then that lines up with what you know. So saying if you're worthy, you have a better chance of living a long life. Referring to this model, well-factored data set district in Denmark, and compare this to actual death records in accuracy. And test the model by feeding it a set of people who are half survived and half dead. We predict a particular one of these people survive, they get the answer right 50% of the time. Their AI predictive mortality model is guessed 8 out of 10 times. Right now, this AI mortality model is a research tool to build models in the future, so it can't ask when I'm gonna die. So I cite an actuary. Actually, might have missed a flight. I think 100% making my flights. A bunch of information about me, my age, and some of my habits. All good ones, mind you. And Dale crunched the numbers. I'm gonna estimate, Joe, that you're around, say, 40 years old, give or take. This is the estimate. It's fine, it's close here. And put in there. And then it's just select you're a male. You smoke. Give this longevity illustrator. See, around a life expectancy of a 6% probability of actually living to age 90. You also, by the way, have an 8% chance of living to age 100. And this news I've heard all day is not, let's say, like 70, 75, something like that. Some expectancies recorded are life expectancies at birth. So surveying the first 4 or so years has the hazardous risks that might unfortunately lead to some early deaths. So I encourage you to do a little bit of thinking or starting on. I might wish to do I live to that age. This is fantastic. My gym membership has got to be the investment I've ever made in my entire life. I've hung because listening. Yet I don't look old. With all the data in the world, we see outline events that see them coming, so-called black swan events, with a totally unpredictable chaos. That said, these things are accurate, seriously accurate. With me, I'm glad that I met with Dale. It gave me a number. As a scientist, I love numbers, and as a person whose life I loved that way for a long time. The thing that I learned is that even though mathematical tools predict our lives and our actions are kind of accurate, we still have power to make choices, change those predictions, create new breadcrumb trails of data, like lead to different destinations. At the end of the day, all have no time on this blue rock we call home. Math and science and predictive analytics, I'll make of it. At least, I'll suggest some good videos. Stay curious.